Hey everyone, good to see lots and lots of people here tonight. The organising committee felt that an occasion such as tonight couldn't go by without a few words, so accordingly they wrote me and said I could say these things on this auspicious occasion, and so I got Sathan to join me as well. So for those who can't recognise me or read my name tag, it's Ross McFeld here at Sathan, of course. So it hasn't changed with the red hair, which is very fine. The committee has given us a number of topics I'd like to talk about, but there's one noticeable omission, and that was offering a vote of thanks to themselves. Now, if you're like me, one of the things... if, like me, you received the old Barker magazine, one of the first things I do is go through and see photos and see how much the school's changed since we've been there. And incidentally, if you wanted to see it firsthand, you can also go and do the tour at 11 o'clock tomorrow. We can sort of recover from tonight. In addition to seeing the photos, and also seeing photos of James Denton, who some of you may or may not know is head of business studies and economics, so he's taken Len Nixon's position from all those years ago. In addition to doing that, one thing I certainly enjoy doing is just going through and going to the old Barker section and scanning through the names until I find someone who's got the numbers 8, 5 after them. I really enjoy reading up and seeing what our peers have been up to and their adventures, and I think this would be really good to sit down with that fellow or the lady and find out what they've been doing and hear a little bit more about their lives. And now, of course, thanks to the skills the organising committee were able to do that, we're able to ask those three main questions, being what are you up to, where have you been, and remember when, which I'm sure will be the questions that we'll keep going all through the night. So I think it would be highly appropriate if we could put our hands together to thank the organising committee, which is Lou, James, and Ian says that they did most of the work. Lou, James, and Pip, and Ian Streeter.
Thanks, Jen. So, I'm not as good at public speaking, so I've got to read this stuff. So, as well as toast the committee, we'd also like to toast our absent friends, those who couldn't make it tonight. A number of our peers have let the committee know that they couldn't make it, and they include Alex Britton, Dave Fielding, Catherine Greenshields, Fiona Mance, Nate Barnesville, Catherine Ocean, May Miller, Michelle Smythe, David Spicer, Camille Stone, Michael Frank Collins, and Leslie Hall. Now, Max Cowdroy also emailed his apologies, passes on his regrets and best wishes to everyone, and said all you boys need to sing a verse of Bullockie O, which means nothing to me. Apparently you all sang it in assembly. So I'm going to pass it over back to Ross to sing Bullockie O, because it must have happened well before us girls joined you guys. Also, Matt said, sing up you bastards.
Let's raise an answer for fellas. Does anyone remember I Bullockie Ho? No. Is Rod here at all?
Rod! Go on, Rod.
Rod Cowdroy here? Rod, do you know it, Rod? Would you like to sing it for us? To be honest, I couldn't even put a tune to it. I can remember the Pirates of Penzance.
Let's sing your bastards. Come on, here we go. I draw for speckless milk, Bullockie O. Someone remembers it. Someone's brain hasn't been fried. I draw for speckless milk, Bullockie O. I don't remember it, but Max says, sing your bastards, and he wishes you all well.
And a belief that when we meet in 20 minutes' time, I might start again actually, because this is a funny moment.
Hold the microphone.
Oh, okay, thank you. Okay. When we left school, school, I had a sense of being quite invincible and a disbelief that when we would meet in 20 years' time that everyone wouldn't be here. I was quickly reminded of our vulnerability when some of our classmates were killed. Tonight we'd like to acknowledge and honour absent friends Kirsty and Jenny McGregor and Lisa Chatterton. Acknowledging this tragedy, whilst unpleasant on such a fun occasion, it's important because some of you may not be aware that their murders were catalysts for the significant changes to the gun laws. As a result of their tragic and wasteful deaths, automatic and semi-automatic weapons are no longer available, and there's now an extended cooling off period when applying for a gun. It's a really uncomfortable thing to raise on a night like this, but I hope you all appreciate why we've also raised it. But we'd now like to move on to some happier moments, which we've sort of sent out a bit of a broadcast to and gathered a whole lot of memories from everyone, and let's bring back the fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as Soph said, the committee's requested that we put a few highlights together. Now obviously my highlights and Soph's are different to everyone else, so we emailed a few people, and thanks for those people who emailed us back. So I'm just going to share some highlights of people across many over the last two final 2 years of our schooling. So the first one,
of course, the day we came together, pretty weird and exciting.
and then followed that was closely by Andrew Earl's party, which was Come as a Virgin, and Early's many other parties as well. Well, he used to give his own free taxi rides, and that was without his licence. He was very helpful with doing that.
Hey, let's go! Woohoo!
Andrew Earl and Cheryl Murphy bombing the senior courtyard with eggs during one lunchtime, and then throwing a chicken's leg through the window during Cheryl Richardson's ancient history class.
Sophie also recalls Andrew Earl jacking up a car when she accelerated so it would not move. Now, she was totally perplexed by this, why the car wouldn't move. She actually called the NRMA. Little did she realise that she'd step another foot higher to get into the car. It's worth noting that Early's practical jokes feature very much in people's highlights, and Soph actually mentioned the term. He said, well, he must have been very immature at that stage.
Yeah, well, let's move on. Andrew Renton's parties. Andrew's not here tonight, unfortunately, but he just had so many parties. His family was so hospitable. Families at his home, the after formal party, parties at his farm. Yeah, amazing generosity.
Another thing for probably more the fitness people was the Tuesday and Thursday morning fitness classes with Len Nixon. Of course, with Jenny Oddie over there providing us blokes with a lot of distraction.
Fiona Barnes still swimming in the CAS.
The Sound of Music, and I've seen Cameron's here with Cameron and Camille with the stunning duet of Edelweiss, which still sticks very strongly in my memory.
On the Sound of Music, Anna Deck also recalls going across to McDonald's still in her nun's outfit and getting the best service she's ever had and having boys offering her a seat.
Anna also recalls some dag parties with Liz Lyons and with Vicky Ransom's, where the girls used to dress up in Grease and ABBA outfits whilst eating pizza.
And also Martin Brown's regular appearances in a towel in the senior courtyard. And nothing else on. And this happened every Tuesday and Thursday mornings as his bags and clothes were relocated by someone else.
My South African accent is very good, but Mr. Till came up in a lot of people's memories with his very deep raw get to cards.
And Wendy Horsfield recalls early on in her time at Barker when she was walking down the stairs to her locker room, and she had her first one-on-one encounter with Mr. Till. The sleeves of her jumper was pushed up to her elbows, and Mr. Till glared at her and said in his stern South African accent, "Ms. Horsfield," I can't do a South African accent, I'm not even going to try. "We do not have washerwomen in this school. Kindly roll up your sleeves."
Unfortunately, we're looking for Matthew Nutt, but he doesn't seem to be here. I remember very clearly Mr. Fossof's maths class with Matthew Nutt tying the door to the rail on one of the top floors so no one could get out of the classroom.
Beth Skillican knitting in the common room.
Kathy Parker, I remember Kathy probably may still get embarrassed as easily as he did 20 years back. Got the girls cricket team and your love of Mr. Barlow.